Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Wednesday, August 28th, 2024. So, on what is undoubtedly a perfect Wednesday, did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And was it a perfect crossword?
It was not perfect for me, but perhaps for others.
Oh, You didn't like it?
Oh, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of struggled with it. It was kind of a stumper for me. So,
I think figuring out the theme was quite tricky.
Well,
is that what you're alluding to?
I figured out the theme.
Okay.
But then I couldn't figure out how to answer the themed questions. I was like, I couldn't figure out what letters would fit in that would make the theme work. So yeah, that was a real challenge for me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, all right. Why don't you talk about the theme?
Okay. Well, it was a very complex theme.
Yes, I'm looking forward to your explanation.
There were a number of clues, the themed clues, that had blank spaces in them. And each space denoted a letter. And you had to figure out what letters went in those spaces, and then you had to put them into the puzzle. And if you put them into the clue, the puzzle actually was the answer to the clue. So, for example, the very first one across was chicken par blank 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 in fat. Chicken par blank 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 in fat. So you had 5 letters there. Well, the letters that you had to put in there were THIGH. So then if you read it, it was chicken part high in fat. That's what the clue said. But the answer then was thigh, which is a chicken part high in fat.
Yep.
So that was the theme.
So basically the answer that goes into the grid was embedded in the clue.
Right.
And it was the answer to the clue once that word was put in there.
That's right.
That's very meta.
The answer to the clue was embedded in the clue. So, but it wasn't like one word in the clue. It was often, divided, the last part of one word and the first part of another word,
right,
or something like that. So you didn't really recognize it. It wasn't chicken par thigh in fat. It was chicken part high in fat. The answer was thigh, and that's what you put in the puzzle.
Yep.
So it was very complex, and I was having trouble. Like, for example, 17 across, referring T blank 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 EST. Referring blank, 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 EST. I mean, what do you put in there? So you really have to, work with the down clues to try to get a few letters into the answer so you see if you can recognize a word out of it. But the answer actually was OTHER. So it was referring to the rest. And the answer was other, OTHER. So referring to the rest is how it would be read in the clue. And the answer was other, that you would put into the squares in the puzzle, OTHER. But, to try to think of, okay, what could you put in there to create a phrase, the answer of which is the letters you put in there?
Mm-hmm.
To me, that was just very challenging.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I got most of this through the crosses.
Another one, 19 across. Let's see. I blank, 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 blank at terrifies thanatophobes. And so it turned out to be DEATH, which is deaf. And that is if you put it into the clue, it would be idea, THAT, that terrifies thanatophobes. So you had the I, and then you took the DEA and added to it, that made ID.
Right.
And
Idea.
then TH went with the AT, which made the word that. So idea that terrifies thanatophobes, and the answer is death. And that's what you put in the clue to create that phrase, and that's also what you put in the answers to the clue.
Mm-hmm.
But you just read I, blank, 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 at terrifies thanatophobes. It's like, well, what do you put in there?
Mm-hmm.
And the tricky thing is that, oftentimes the letters that are left are a word in themselves. Like AT is a word, but that is not the word that's actually in the clue. The clue word is that, THAT. So the TH is put into the clue and into the answer. So anyway, extremely complicated, but boy, what a challenge that must have been to create that puzzle. I'm just awed at that.
Well, I mean, it might have been a challenge, but they managed to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They found 12 phrases where they could make that work.
I know.
So
just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was thinking, well, maybe you just have to, figure out the word, the letters that would create the answer. But I never thought that it would actually be the answer to the clue.
Right.
So,
did you have a favorite?
Oh my, let me think. That death one, that took me the longest.
Well, did you know what a thanatophobe was?
Which one was that?
The one with death, the thanatophobe.
Oh, no, so I didn't know what that was.
I can't remember all the words I've heard in my life, but I am willing to bet a small sum, not that I bet, but in any event, I feel very strongly that I've never heard the word thanatophobe up until today. It's just like, wow, I don't know where that came from, but I definitely am a thanatophobe. I'm afraid of death. I think that's sort of a natural human reaction that keeps us alive. In any event, great word.
I think my favorite was 41 across. It was star, TRE, then blank, 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 OT, heard on the original series.
Mm-hmm.
Well, star T. So I thought, well, that first thing has to be K, because it's Star Trek. It's in parentheses, it's in quotations. So
right.
So you knew that first was K, and then it turned out that the answer was Klingon. So it was Star Trek lingo not heard on the original series. And that was Klingon.
Right.
I guess they didn't speak Klingon on the first series.
Nope, they didn't know it yet.
No, So I was just kind of blown away by that one. The answer Klingon, they were able to create a phrase using the name of the show that the Klingons were on, Star Trek. Star Trek lingo, not heard on the original series. Klingon.
Mm-hmm.
So I really thought that was a great one. What about you?
Well, I'm actually looking, some of these, I look at them right now after having gotten them solved, and I still can't parse them properly. I'm looking at 71 across. It looks like tempe, TEMPE, 5 blanks, and then on ONSOON. And the answer was storm.
Uh-huh.
So it's
Tempest. Or monsoon.
Tempest or yeah, got it. Okay, all right. It just takes me a while to figure out how to. I could tell that the M was going to be the first letter of monsoon, but I had like tempest store, but tempest or monsoon,
right.
e.g., and a tempest or a monsoon is a storm.
That's right. Yeah.
But I think the one that I liked, I like the Star Trek one too, of course, because I'm partial to that. But I also liked. Let's see here. Where was the one with the vampire? It's IT apostrophe and then 5 blanks N on a vampire hunt.
69 across.
69 across. And it's the answer was steak. So if you put steak in there, you get it's taken on a vampire hunt. And of course, what's taken on a vampire hunt? A steak.
That's right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Yes. I don't think we've ever seen a puzzle like this. At least I don't ever remember seeing this kind of a theme in a puzzle.
Definitely not in recent memory, no.
Uh-huh. Great job.
Yes, indeed. Great job by Jesse Goldberg. You know, I looked at that picture and thought, oh, we just saw him. But in fact, he's done 4 crosswords, and this is the only one he's done this year. So I must have just been hallucinating that.
Mm-hmm. When you say you saw his picture.
I saw his picture somewhere. Like, in other words, I might have gone to xwordinfo.com.
Right.
By the way, listeners, if you didn't get this crossword, wander over to xwordinfo.com. The link will be in the show notes. And then you can, sometimes that's helpful when you're listening to our conversation to have that solved puzzle open. Because especially on a day like today when the theme is so complex. Mm-hmm. Other great clues in the grid. I liked 15 across Bronx politician with a noted 2018 upset familiarly, and that was AOC.
Yep.
You know, as soon as it was 3 letters, I didn't realize, for some reason, I'm thinking of someone from Minnesota, from Minneapolis, who's sort of a member of the squad.
Oh, Omar. Yeah.
But that's Omar. But AOC is from the Bronx. Okay.
Yes. Uh-huh.
16 across, I thought was interesting. Clay figure in Jewish folklore is Gollum.
Right.
So Lord of the Rings, of course, you know, in The Hobbit, there's a creature there called Gollum.
Right.
But that's spelled Gollum.
Right.
And I just assumed that you know, J.R.R. Tolkien took the Gollum is in Jewish folklore and just changed it slightly for his purposes, but at least according to ChatGPT, who would certainly know, it was just a coincidence.
Okay.
I'm not sure how well it researched it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what else? 33 down. Animal with a bugle-like mating call is an elk.
Yes.
I sort of like that.
Right.
Have you ever heard an elk?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
You don't seem to have them anywhere I have lived throughout my life.
I just wonder, I mean, are they actually uttering this sound, or do they like whip out a little bugle and start to play a few notes?
Yes, I don't know. So.
I'm still marveling over the natophobes. I don't think I'm going to get over that. Let's see, 21 across. Participants in a 140.6 mile race, Ironman.
That's right.
Wow.
Ironman,
yes. Mm-hmm. That's very long.
Yes.
22 down, which started off with the M of Ironman. When your broad mind and narrow waist begin to change places, per E. Joseph Kosman. And the answer was middle-aged.
That's right.
I love that. Your broad mind and narrow waist. Uh-huh. Very good. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking of putting that to memory.
Uh-huh. Kind of an interesting one was 45 down, lifeblood, and it was essence.
Yep.
I don't know that I've seen essence in the puzzle very often.
Well, let's see. In terms of debuts, there are only 2 debuts here, and essence has shown
one of them. No, I'm sure it's been in the puzzle.
Right.
You know, it's a common word, but I just don't remember seeing it too often.
Yeah, it's actually been used 136 times.
Uh-huh.
But you know, before today, it was last seen in 2021.
Oh, okay.
So it seems to have been on holiday for a couple of years.
Uh-huh.
But it started off way back when, in 1943. It appeared for the first time, and it was clued as perfume.
Oh, okay.
By Harriet T. Cook, in case you're wondering.
Another interesting one was 55 across, casual greeting, and it was hi there.
Yep.
But when you look at it, it looks like
hit here.
So.
The danger of misparsing.
That's right.
25 across. Because, and the answer was in that.
Yes.
I presume that's true.
Yes.
It's in the New York Times crossword.
Yeah. Yes.
Could you give me an example?
you would say something like the theory. Let's see. It was the theory is true in that this happens when this happens, or
Okay.
or the theory. Well, you never say a theory is true, but the theory supported in that part A always happens before part B or whatever.
I guess that's because.
Yeah.
Okay. I know it just sounded weird to me. So.
Well, that's not the greatest example, but
No,
I
but
didn't know I was going to be called upon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's
I should have
okay.
warned you ahead of time. Listeners, we spend literally milliseconds before the podcast preparing.
That's right.
I love 29 across. Cropped photo is a pic. That was funny. There weren't a lot of ha-ha ones there, but I thought that one was pretty good. I also thought 44. Let's see if I can find this.
44 across. That one kind of threw me for a while, but snap back. The answer was P.
Right.
Snap.
Because it's the back of the letter of the word snap. Yes.
P. Yes.
P-E-E. Yes.
And also, as long as we're sort of in bathroom humor here, 66 across. Going places. John's.
Yeah, I could have done without that. I think they could have come up with some other clue. But that was just pretty bad. 29 down. Foods with names often ending in I was pastas.
Right.
I put down pastas, but I was having trouble in that area and briefly pulled it out. But then put it back in because that's where it belonged.
Yep.
And once again, 46 across. 46 across. Famous failures of the 50s. Edsels.
That's right.
You make one lousy mistake and you choose to name your mistake the perfect word for fitting in crossword grids, and you are doomed to hear that. Probably whoever's in charge of Ford right now is like, what? They're probably doing the crossword today, and they're like, again? Really?
Well,
this was 74 years ago. Let it go.
Well, the sad thing is Ford named it after his son.
Right.
Edsel Ford. How would you like to have that for your name when you would always be associated with him?
Well,
with a lemon.
I know our son Clunker probably wouldn't mind at all. And of course, our daughter No Way Ever. So, all right. Well, I think that's probably it for today.
Okay.
So, thanks everyone for listening.
Yes.
Hope you're enjoying these podcasts. And we will be back again with another one of these tomorrow.
Bye-bye.